There we are. Sorry about that, girls. I'm guessing it's the thunderstorm that's coming through that just decided it would cause a little bit of havoc. It's either that or the ducks. We have ducks that are out the front and they're sitting very close to the NBN cable. So we're going to blame the ducks for now. Hello again, we're back. Just so funny. Oh, hey, along the way, you'll see some dodgy looking links. Don't click on them. It seems when we always do an evening show, we get some spammers that try and get you to click on their links to other websites and things that come in. We take it as a compliment that we're worth it to do that too. Now, where were we? Sorry about that. But we're all back. I'll just wait for the girls to come back on. So, with this here egg, what I'm going to do tonight is do an actual pre-shape around sandpaper like I always do. I'm going to show you how to do that. Then we can just talk about a couple of little different things that you can do with it. What I'm also going to use is some Pellin. So I'll just pop this up. No, you didn't see any egg, but it's fine, I'm going to do it now. You haven't missed a thing. Haven't missed a thing. Yeah, Felicity, if you want to take a leap of faith on the dark side, click on one of those links. No, I don't think it's that bad, but they just try and, link in to us at the same time. I'm just cutting off a little bit of Pellin. I've got 630 out. And so I want to pad up my egg as well. Now, I want to show you this because it's a good technique, but it's all good, Annie, don't worry about it. You're all good? Okay. Yeah, there's a little, I want to be able to pad it out and show you this, and then I want to explain to you what the limitations are and why I'm going to do some stuff moving on towards doing it in reverse applique as well. So maybe what I'll do is we'll put it back on the overhead. I've got a little bit of 630 Pellin. I did get Steve to tag that on tonight's because we have two different ones. We've got 640. 640 we tend to use a lot for, I need a bigger bit than that, for bag panels and things. The thinner one's really good for thin purses and things. So just a little bit of this because I want to trace off one of my eggs. So as I said, you can find them really easily on the internet if you want to. You want to be quite careful. You want a really nice curve. Of course, some of you domestic goddesses might even have an egg-shaped cookie cutter that you could use. Grandchildren that have got, colouring books and things that have got eggs for Easter and things in them.
It's still freezing.
Okay. We'll just cut round here. Now, Rob says that the internet is still freezing up a bit. If you are still having problems, please let me know, because what we'll do is we'll give it a break tonight and then I can come back and do it again next week when we fix things up. But if you bear with me, we'll just see how we go, because I can't actually see what you can see, but Rob can on his. So you can see I've got a piece of the Pellin that's big enough, and I've now got my template here, and I want to cut a piece from sandpaper of my template. So this is like when we do Suffolk puffs. Thanks, Di. Oh. sorry, you can't see that. So I'm just going to draw it on here. Once I've got one made out of sandpaper, I'm going to be able to use it again and again. Thanks, Yvonne. I actually think it's going to be that storm somewhere, because I believe it's kind of all around us. Now, back to the duck story. So we have a huge palm tree at the front of our house. I might stick it up on Instagram on Lisa Chandler Designs. We've got this huge palm tree, and the NBN guys came through, or the Optus cable, whatever it is, and chopped a huge chunk out of it, probably quite rightly so, because of the cable that went across in front of the palm tree. And so we've got this palm tree that looks like it's had a very, very shonky haircut. So it's flat on one side, and two of our little ducks from the local bird wetlands have been messing around here for ages, deciding whether to nest, and they finally are. So we've got these wood ducks out in the tree. So every time you go to put the rubbish out in the bins or something, you hear this all blah, 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 blah. And we have to remember not to put the rubbish bins too close to the palm tree so that Jimmy can't get eye level with the ducks. We all know the ducks would win, but it's just not worth the stress. Okay, so now I've got my template here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it onto my sandpaper, onto my Pellin, and I want one out of my Pellin because I want to pad mine out. And with the Pellin one, I'm going to cut it just inside the line. I want it to be just a smidge smaller than the template. Go like that. Then we need a fabric. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Where is it? Where is it? It's here somewhere. What have I done with my? Here it is. It's up here. We have to, don't we? We have to. Of course we do. All right. This is why it's really great to have a clear template to start with as well. Because, oh yeah, I'm going to be up that way. Yes. Okay, let's have some fun. We'll do one we'll have an Aussie one for an Aussie Easter. I'll just cut a piece of this off. Take a little bit of this off. We only got half a truck full today, not a full truck, so we're not going to waste it. Now, do remember the little trick, won't you, that when you get new fabrics, if you get a piece with the selvage on it, keep your selvage, because it's going to give you all of the colours that have been used to make up your fabric. So when you do go to a store to match up lots of different coordinates to go with a feature print like this, obviously take your piece of feature print, but make sure that you take your bit with the selvage on it so you can pick all of your tonals and colours as well that are all going to match. I know I've said that 100 times before, but it felt like it was worth saying again. So I'm going to pick a bit. Now, I wouldn't usually do this in pen, but so that you can see it, I will. So we're going to draw on our circle like that, or egg. Our egg. When I was growing up, I'm cutting this out now with a really generous 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I'm just adding that with my eyes as I go. My grandmother used to get Easter cards as well from the family in England, and I could never work out why as a kid. All of them had bunnies and daffodils and flowers on, but of course years later, of course, I realised it's because we're so used to here having Easter as the onset of autumn, but it's the onset of spring, isn't it? Where the girls are in the UK. So that's going to be my egg. So the next thing I want to do is actually pop on that piece of Pellon. And I wanted it just that little bit smaller because we're going to be shaping that up and around our sandpaper template. So I'll grab out my little ironing board. New toys. If you don't own one, and you know very well I didn't, and it got beyond a joke, wasn't it? I didn't have a mini iron. So I bought some for Chandler's Cottage. At the same time I was grabbing one for myself. And we'll plug. They are so cute. I know that. I know you can say, Lisa, they've been around forever, but I didn't have one. I used to have one with the American plug on it, because when I used to go for work, I used to spend a lot of time in hotels or whatever with sewing and things at shows, and I never ever trusted the iron that was in the room if I was doing applique or something, or on a white shirt, because you just didn't know who'd been using it and when it had last been cleaned. So I always used to take my own little one with me. So, all right, this is just, and it's got, look, this cute little, everyone's got one but me. Okay, so we're just going to iron this on. Okay, what's that, Petra? You can hear my crickets. Yeah, they're not cicadas. They're crickets. They're very loud. Right, I'm going to sit that there. So that's now stuck on. And you know what comes next, don't you? We have to do our running stitch around the outside. So just the same as when we make Suffolk puffs or pre-shaped. Here they are. Pre-shaped circles. The other problem I've had is my eyesight just suddenly seemed to go, and I was just so worried that it was going to get worse and really quickly, and I was told there was the stigmatism in there. I thought, oh my Lord, I've got cataracts or something going on. So finally got to the optometrist. No, my eyesight's getting better. That's the second time that's happened. I think it's the multifocals. I actually called them ombre. How embarrassing. When I was in the optometrist. But it's getting better with age, which is lovely. I still had to pay out for new glasses, but going in the opposite direction. So they went and took both my pairs of reading glasses and went to put them in a bag, and I just had to go, hey, you can't have both. I know they're not perfect at the moment, but you can't walk off with both my pairs of glasses for a week. I need at least one pair, so I kept these ones, and there will be new ones coming. Yippee-doo-dah. Right, so running stitch. I've got a knotted thread, and we're going to start over on the right side, and you just want a little running stitch right round on the edge. So this method, as I said, is great for doing so many different things. You can use it for the top of a fan, you can use it pre-shaped circles, anything where you are on an outside curve. You can't use them for an inside curve. Maybe you've got a V, of course, together. I didn't think this through. I should have had here's the one that I prepared earlier for you. How's the thunderstorm sound gone? Is the thunderstorm all gone? I think so. Flick, the nails are not good. You just can't see the grub under them. I did clean them up today though, because I've been digging up my potato crop, which is not as good on the surface as I would like. I'm hoping when I get down a bit deeper that I'm going to find more, but at the moment I'm not happy. It was all happening on the top, but not enough happening underneath. All right, ladies, we're nearly there. There we go. So pull that through. Okay. I'll sit this back on top here. So I suppose I'm, in picking to use Under the Australian Sun in these pretty colours, I probably have been thinking about Easter in the Northern Hemisphere. Alright, so I've got my sandpaper template in, sand side down so it grips, and then you pull up that thread, and there's my egg. Done. So I'll just give it another pull. I'll just give it a little press. Now, there's a button here that says do this. To get my steam. Cool. There we are. Lovely. So that's all pressed now, and I can take out, just carefully take out the sandpaper. Oh, I obviously didn't press that well last time. Pop that back under there. Just use that bit of thread to pull it up a little bit more back into shape, and then turn him over and give him another press. Probably need my starch a bit for this, girls, with them. Oh, there it is. Because I've got, you know, that palette in there as well, it's just a bit thicker. Kathy Lynch, where have you been? We've been talking about you. You'll have to go. No, I'm only joking, Kath. Press starch. There we go. So that now is all shaped and ready just to applique on. Now it's not too thick. You could actually pop this on with some fabric glue, or you just do little applique pins onto a block, onto a placemat, onto a cushion. I'm thinking table runner, you know, with a whole series of these done with different sections of the borders or different colours would be really pretty. But this can be blanket stitch. It's not too thick on that edge to do that, or you can slip stitch them on. Now, where you can go from here with this is add some more detail in. And this is just where you have to be a little bit careful. If you want to run lines of decorative stitches or whatever on your fabric first this way, that's fine. But if you actually want to run them so that they go the other way, and you run this way, to make sure that your egg looks realistic, you've got to pop in a curve. You've got to curve off your lines to get a really nice effect. If you just do straight, it's not going to work. So here's what I would suggest. If you do this with one, if you want to actually do some stitches, and I think if you've got a beautiful machine, like I know many of you do, and you want to use all those little stitches, maybe some buy strips or something, take your egg template that you've got and actually use part of the curve from your template to create curves on your egg, so that they're going to run down, dip into curves like that, and that's going to give you a more realistic shape to your egg. What I'll do is I'll just, as an example for you, I'll just draw them just quickly, just draw a couple in for you with a pen on one of the templates. There you go. See what I mean? You need to curve them. If you actually had them straight, it wouldn't look like an egg. That's going to make it look more 3D. Hello Donna, good to see you. So that's going to work well. Now, if you want to start adding in a lot more embellishments, like couched on ribbons or lots of decorative stitches or chain stitch or piece it as well, that's all fine and well, but then it's going to become more challenging to be able to do that gathering stitch and get it to come up and over the sandpaper. So that's where reverse applique comes in. So what we're going to do on A Quilter's Life, and the girls are going to be doing it with butterflies and the applique sampler, they're going to be creating these beautiful little sort of rectangle shapes of features and things. It's going to go behind their background, and we're going to reverse applique the block fabric onto that piece underneath and reveal it underneath. And that gives us a plethora of more options to work with. So that's what the girls and I are going to be doing. Quilter's Life tomorrow. I'll be posting up things for that, and then also it'll be applique sampler morning on Sunday at 10 o'clock as well. I'll go through a bit of that again for the girls in the club that follow Facebook. So I do like the, what are we going to do with it? I'm going to do something with it. I'll just sit it, do I do that? Just sit it on my book. Like that. So I will get, Cass and I tomorrow, and Steve will get this little, the straight egg shape up for you. So you've got it, obviously, moving down the track towards Easter. There'll be chickens. Besides that, there will be egg recipes for the chicken eggs. I'm not that silly, I know they're not going to lay for a couple of months. About a couple more weeks for a cat. For them to settle in, but there will be recipes, and there will be egg stuff, and there'll all be stuff going on, and we'll do lots of things towards Easter. I think it's about the chicken and the egg thing and the feathers. I would really love to add some feathers in and things as well. So we'll go through all of that. Just I'm trying to leap in, but I just with what we've been through, I feel like I'm just slowly treading. What did my gorgeous guy that owns the fabric agency company that I work with in LA, that's like the meat and the sandwich, I call them, but they're really the go-between between us and the factory in Japan. He said, one step at a time, Lisa, just be careful where you step. And I thought that was the classic line to use. We're going to need lots of things with chocolate though, obviously, come Easter, so we'll work towards that. Right. So it's chilly and frosty in England. Thank you, Donna. And hello, Christy. Karen DeWilt. Yes, well, I'm a bit scared. You're behind. I'm behind by now 3 weeks with getting out a block. So very, very naughty. But we will, I will endeavour to do that, and I'll keep you up to date, and we'll put out a applique newsletter as well. I think, everybody, that is it. But once again, BJ Quilters, wonderful organisation and club and beautiful community of people that make these gorgeous quilts for everyone in Peter Mac, and for the kids, the whole bit. If you want any information about that, or if you've got really good quality, and I'm going to say this, really lovely quality fabrics, even more so in lovely bright vibrant colours, that you perhaps would like to part with, that you don't want to use, and you want to go to a really, really good cause, please get in contact with me and I'll put you in touch with Jill. We've sent off another box for Jill this week with some of the leftover ombres and things from us after our sale, so she's got some more. But this is Rob's quilt and he loves it, and I just think that's gorgeous and it's a lovely cause. So, and we'll get a pattern done, all right, so that we can all make one together. Mine's probably going to be in teal, isn't it? But I'm rocking the red and the grey. This is really, really nice. So we will get that done. All right, everyone. What's that? Sorry, I missed it. Heroes for the golden fabric above the pop, please. This one here, Elizabeth, is orange. It's called Bubble, and they're or everything from tonight's tagged on the banner at the top of the website. So you've got it. I'm going to see you. When am I seeing you? I'll see you Quilter's Life Girls tomorrow. I will see Chandler's Cottage Applique Girls Sunday, and I will see you here on Facebook again next Tuesday. Happy New Year! Thank you so much for joining me this evening. All right, if you've got any questions, pop them through by email tonight for me, or tomorrow. I'll be here. All right. Thank you. Thanks for this evening. All right. I'll see you soon. Bye.